Hello, welcome to HITC Sport, and did I just read that correctly? Have I gone temporarily blind and or insane? Did somebody spike my morning bowl of Cocoa Pops with pig laxatives or something? Am I now suffering lucid hallucinations because I keep drinking bath water and now have supposed leprosy? I mean, honestly, you don't want to look at my foot. It looks a bit like Shrek's knob. Anyway, 100 million. 100 million pounds. When I was growing up, that seemed like some sort of superhuman number of money. You know, a ridiculous make-believe jackpot number that tricks a bunch of lonely single grandmothers to play their lotto cards on a Friday night.
Just in case!
100 million pounds. This was the sort of money that only ever existed in a plot of James Bond. So what business did that have being involved in the transfer of a footballer? And not even a world-class footballer, no, just one from Aston Villa. And if you think I'm being harsh, go on then. Look me in the eye. I dare you. Tell me that Jack Grealish is worth £1/10 billion. I dare you. See? You can't do it. You know you can't do it because saying those words is about as natural as licking your sister's armpit. Lads, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire game show is depicted as being the pinnacle of achieving financial freedom for life. Well, guess what, lads? You'd have to win that show 100 times to afford Jack Grealish. 100 times! We all dream of a team of Jack Grealishes, right? Well, no, maybe Bill Gates does, but a normal billionaire like Dr. Dre, he can only afford 10. By the way, let's try and hit 500,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Just 5,000 more to go. If you want to be one of that 5,000 army, you'd be an absolute legend. Smash that red button as if you're Manny Pacquiao in a boxing ring. Anyway, back into the video. I'm gonna say it, we're gonna look back at the summer of 2021 and wonder why the world decided to overhype this man to a ludicrous degree. People talk about Jack Grealish as if he's the English David Silva. It makes me physically sick. For some reason, Grealish is everyone's favourite player in England this summer, and I don't get it. The same way I don't understand why Ollie Murs has lasted 10 years on the radio, when most X Factor contestants probably now live in their mother's basement. And similarly, I don't get why everyone with a British passport seems obliged to think that Jack Grealish is a future Ballon d'Or winner. Are we forgetting? He's not a kid, alright? He's 20, he's 25, he's halfway to 50, and he turns 26 in 2 months. Within 10 years, he's gonna be retired and probably doing a podcast with his mates. So 100 million pounds. That is a 9-figure sum of money. 9 figures for a mid-table midfielder. Lads, this isn't City's first 100 million pound bid. No, the only time they've ever done this before was when their owners were wet behind the ears and tested their luck by trying to bring Kaka to Eastlands. You know, Ballon d'Or winning Kaka, who'd already played in 2 Champions League finals. A Kaka who is an unstoppable goal-scoring midfield machine. A guy who had successfully made Manchester United's rock-solid defence very quickly look like a bowl of alphabet soup. Auntie, before that match, Gabriel Hines, he was a top-quality left-back. Kaka immediately made him look like a tin of Heinz baked beans. Listen, that was a loony, ridiculous transfer bid, which City owners seemed to learn from at the time. Now, don't get me wrong, yes, they have made shrewd long-term investments with their money, but they've also looked like financial idiots at times. I mean, 30 million to buy Wilfred Boney from Swansea? I'm sorry, but if you're a bunch of wealthy billionaire monarchs, you should not be eyeing up anything that lives or breathes in Swansea. Good grace, 40 million pounds for Alicia Magala. Again, have you seen him defend? I'd rather grab a fat Ricky Hatton by the ears, stuff him in a City shirt, and chuck him onto the pitch than ever trust Magala to clear the ball. This is just the death of football as we know it. How do we live in a world where single mums are having to feed their kids microwave socks for lunch, and yet football clubs have this sort of money to chuck in a player? If you walk down the street in London right now, you'll see at least 6 homeless men probably having to eat a chunk of newspaper for breakfast. And yet this is actually allowed to happen. This club have made financial cowpats in the past. Of course they have, but this is utterly disgusting. Don't you dare tell me that Grealish is worth this sort of money. Lads, he's about to make the same career move as Gareth Barry. And lads, when Barry made that treacherous move in 2009, Grealish would have been a 13-year-old Villa fan, and I'm pretty sure, fresh from stealing one of his dad's bummers from the fridge, he probably tore down his Barry posters and called him a club traitor. Well, he's about to follow suit. And lads, it gets worse.
Football is on, please United win and City lose. I cannot watch City win the league, lol. Come on, the Villa as well.
Yeah, the most important day in Manchester City history, it wasn't even that long ago. May 2012. Lads, you are wearing football shirts this season commemorating that very day, that last gasp win over QPR. It's written on your shirts. And Grealish, he spent that day praying that QPR would win. Probably because he wasn't over you pinching Gareth Barry and James Milner from his team. And yet now he's actually going to wear a shirt celebrating that day. Oh lads, this This would make Grealish the 6th most expensive footballer of all time. And he's played as many minutes of Champions League football as Paul Dummett. Jack Grealish, the guy whose belly was practically doing somersaults at the idea of you bottling the league. If he couldn't watch City win the league then what's gonna do next May if he's stuffed in a City shirt? What, just spend the post-match stadium celebrations crying in the toilets? City have shot from Villa Park before, of course they have. For the likes of James Milner, Gareth Barry and Fabian Delph. You know, honest, hard-working midfielders who did a job. But again, City fans probably remember them the same way you remember your school janitor. Sure, at the time you were thankful that on the way to your French exam, you didn't have to wade through slices of pizza and broken glass in the corridor. But again, probably not someone you're going to invite to your wedding. I realise Grealish is a different player, but is he better? Every English fan over the summer was talking about this guy as if they just watched footballing perfection at Villa Park. I'm sorry, since when did everyone get sweaty over 7 goals and 12 assists? When Milner was his age, yes, boring James Milner, a guy about as exciting as egg salad, when he was 25 in his last season for Aston Villa, 12 goals and 16 assists. That was James Milner, a great hard-working pro, but didn't exactly reinvent the sport. You talk about Grealish as if he's Pavel Nedved in a Villa shirt. Alright then, I actually hope this deal goes through now. Maybe then it might expose the guy for being a decent mid-table midfielder who will rot on the Etihad bench. Good grace, Manchester City, yes, it can be a platform for top-class footballers to confirm their world-class status, but it can also act as a sinkhole for players not quite good enough. Good grace, I'm pretty sure if you read about the attic above the club shop, you're probably going to find the skeleton of Scott Sinclair's career. I'm pretty sure they probably still pay Jack Rodwell to sweep the gutters outside the training ground on the weekends. I mean, he was once supposed to be the next Stevie G, and now probably spends his day picking up bags of Monster Munch. I realise Grealish is a good player. Yes, I'm not blind in the eyes. But 2 years ago, he was getting punched in the face in the Championship. If Grealish was a supposed world-class superstar talent, why was he allowed to spend 2 years rotting in the Championship? Oh no, excuse me, apparently Tottenham chucked in a half-hearted £25 million bid in 2018, but considering they were prepared to pay more for Moussa Sissoko 2 years earlier, I don't think that says much. £100 million for a 25-year-old attacking midfielder with less than 40 career goals and just 6 starts for his country. At least when City tabled the offer for Kaka, he was an attacking midfielder with 200 career goals under his belt and had played at 2 World Cups, winning 1. I mean, what is this? The reason for the hype is that Grealish is English. Simple as that. And shame on Pep Guardiola for buying into the hype. Just imagine if Juan Mata was English. We're all gonna forget about him in 10 years. He plays in a similar position to Grealish. Right, okay. His last season at Chelsea. 19 goals, 35 assists in 1 season. Okay, he was playing in a better team, right? A team who create more chances. Alright then, fine. The season before, Chelsea finished 6th, just 9 points better off than Villa got last season. And 12 goals, 20 assists. Mata was a man who put together 32 goals and 58 assists for Chelsea. And I don't remember Pep Guardiola rushing to bring him to Barcelona. I don't remember £100 million bids. I don't remember the best managers in the world queuing up to sign him. No, what did he get as a reward? Getting signed by David Moyes. You know, a guy who probably used to think of Fellaini in the bath. Villa, don't you dare turn down this bid. I'm sorry, if somebody offers you £100 million for a footballer with his end product, you snap their wrist off. This would be a legal bank robbery. You'd be pocketing a Floyd Money Mayweather type paycheck for an overrated lump of Brill cream. They say Grealish is a match winner, a game changer. What is he? Is he really? Here's a tasty stat for you to stuff in your hamburgers for lunch. Jack Grealish has scored the decisive winning goal in a Premier League match once in his life, against Burnley last year. He scored the winning goal once. His supposed competitor for the left wing spot at City, right? Raheem Sterling, he was scoring winners in the Premier League age 17, nearly 10 years ago. There are levels to this. Listen, City didn't even bother to sign Messi because of wages, right? Because of financial fair play. Really? Because overall, he'd have been cheaper than Grealish. Lads, Manchester City just rejected the chance to sign Lionel Messi to make Jack Grealish the 6th most expensive footballer who ever lived. This football's broken. It just is. The year Messi reached his last World Cup final, winning the player of the tournament, Grealish was stuck in a League One relegation scrap with Notts County, being largely outshone by Callum McGregor. You know, a guy who actually knows what it's like to score for his country at an international tournament. Listen, Villa fans are probably paralysed with fear right now, but don't be. Trust me, don't be. If you get this £100 million pay, you can reinvent your team. Bring in James Ward-Prowse, Leon Bailey, Todd Cantwell and Tammy Abraham, then you won't need Grealish. That is a team who can challenge for Europe. Honestly, if you accept this £100 million deal, it will go down as a single greatest robbery in English football, finally eclipsing the £35 million British record that Newcastle accepted for Andy Carroll. But if City actually pay this money, then it's official. Then for the first time since January 2009, the City owners are once again bantered owners. Anyway, that's it. Let me know in the comment, what do you think? Let me know. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe, and as always, I'll talk to you in a while.